beautiful day. Be with us and help us make good decisions, right decisions for our people as the day goes along in the council meeting this evening. In Jesus Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Shelley?
David Walkenstein.
Honey?
John Garvin. Jack Baker.
Here.
Harley Buzzard. Joe Byrd.
Honey?
Julia Coates. Jody Fishingham.
They
Janelle
distributed
Fulbright.
at $600.
Frankie Hargis. Present. Lori Jordan. Present. Lee Keener.
Honey?
Dick Lay.
Here.
Curtis Snell. Denise Taylor. David Thornton.
Here.
Victoria Vesquez.
Honey.
Kara Callan. We do it with quorum.
All right, thanks, Shelley. I'd like to hear a motion to approval of the minutes.
Make a motion to be approved.
Second.
Second by Frankie. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Since we're running short on time, we're gonna let the reports stand where they are. Down to old business, Speaker Jordan. Would like to take that?
On the,
Old business?
the old business on the doctoral
Yes,
program.
ma'am.
We're still working on that, so I would ask that that be tabled
Okay.
for,
Till next month, okay. All right, got a motion or a second?
Second.
Second, all those in favor of the table, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion passed, table to next month. Under new business, let's see. Frankie, would you like to take that?
This is the resolution for Cherokee Nation Education Department to provide equal per capita funding to all eligible Johnson O'Malley students at all public schools within the 14-county jurisdiction of the Cherokee Nation for the FY15 school year. And I have a couple of friendlies I'd like to add to this. Down in 5th whereas, I would like to strike the for the FY15 and have it worded commencing with the FY15 school year
Okay,
instead of for the FY14 or 15. And then down in be it resolved, there's a couple typos. It says with, I'd like to suggest that be within, and the count be county. And in the title also, we may need to
yes.
fix that commencing with the 15, FY15.
All right, Eric, do I hear a second?
Second.
All right, do you accept those friendlies? Okay. All right, discussion. Yes, Council Lady Taylor.
There was some discussion last time, and I don't see on here about one of the schools that we were proposing funding being outside our jurisdiction.
It was
Turkey
Turkey Ford, yes, ma'am. And we got an opinion from our attorney. Well, he was looking for an opinion as far as upholding the self-governance compact, that since they are outside the jurisdiction. Secretary, can you inform us a little bit on that, or?
All the way up here, Mr. Chairman, to tell you I don't know the answer to that question.
Okay, sounds good. Is our attorney present?
I can make a stab at it. You cannot go into another tribe's jurisdiction that has a self-governance compact. Okay? So and why would they be willing to let us go into their jurisdiction?
I don't have any reason to disagree
Yes,
with
it
that.
doesn't happen. That's
Okay.
the answer.
All right, thank you, Chief.
Sure.
Yes, Councilman Buzzer.
And I brought that up last meeting, and Turkey Ford is sitting just on the jurisdictional boundaries of my district up there. And what it is they're just across the road, and Councilor Byrd is right. It's sitting over in the Seneca-Cayuga district. But what it is, we have, I think there's 17 Cherokee kids that go to school at Turkey Ford, and the majority of them live over in the Cherokee Nation. I guess what I was looking at the last time, the emerging school is not qualified to receive JOM funds because it's not a public school. Now, is it included in this resolution? And I got an opinion of that,
Yeah.
they are.
Just to answer that, they are a charter school.
Yes.
They're a state-funded school. I have not received an opinion from RAG as well, if they're eligible, but I'm willing to take them off the list and just fund those public schools.
And I'm fine with that, because that's a reasonable thing to do, because if we're gonna do one that's not eligible, then I would certainly want to include Turkey Forward. So if we're gonna take them off, then I would go ahead and support it.
Councilman Buzzard, also what we was informed was that the per cap per student was quadrupled the cost as a public school gets
Exactly, and that
for
was
the
other-
charter.
Yes. And I want to follow policy. If that's the policy and the laws, then I don't have a problem with that.
Sir,
The other thing that I did want to bring up is like a school that was in a 2-mile jurisdiction, say the main campus was in the 2-mile jurisdiction, but are we funding other schools that are in that school district that may be more than 2 miles?
are you referring to the car tag
Yes.
compact? There is a 2-mile buffer on that. It was passed by this body, I don't know when.
And that probably has nothing to do with JOM fund, but I'm willing to support this, you know, if we're gonna pull the immersion school out. And if that's policy, then I want to follow policy follows, so
All right, thank you for your comments, Councilman Buzzard. Speaker Jordan?
I thought that it took care of itself because you say at all public schools, and I don't think a charter school is considered a public school.
That's,
I agree.
I don't know.
My understanding was the one that falls outside the jurisdiction and the charter school would both be out.
Yes, I
So I
understand.
think it's only 3, is it 3 schools?
Three?
It would only be
I'm
3
gonna
schools.
ask a question on it. Dr. Allen, is that correct? Is that correct on the speaker? You wanna repeat the question?
That a charter school is not considered a public school.
It's my understanding, but I know that I
Dr.
follow-
Sly, maybe let's go two deals back. Charter school is not a public school, is it?
Yes, charter school is a public school.
So,
Because any child, no matter race, gender, whatever, can attend a public school, and the charter school is funded by the state, so it is a public school. It was a
okay,
private
so we're
school
gonna have to
previously,
say,
3 years ago when
Well,
we chartered it.
then we would need to exclude to be sure. Because my understanding in talking to Dr. Morton was that they were funded at such a high amount already that they didn't feel it was fair to get into the Johnson O'Malley money.
I'm not sure.
But
That
Because
could
it
be
was
his
gonna lower the
opinion.
Johnson O'Malley money for all the other schools.
I think the
Is
tribe
my-
can.
Yes, that is his
That was
opinion.
my understanding.
Mhm, That is his opinion,
Okay,
yes.
so do we need to exclude
Because those kids.
on this to make sure that that doesn't happen?
You know, that is a question among yourselves, how you want to do it. Because we just look at the legislation, follow what needs to be done.
Well, after it, all public schools passed the whereas, number 5 whereas, I would put excluding charter schools.
I would second that.
Charter
We
schools.
don't have to if we put it right there.
Charter school in this.
Excluding charter schools.
We only have one.
Well, there might be other charter schools within the 14-county area. In fact, I think there was some that asked about it. So,
Should we,
even at the rate you're doing it now,
should we do a charter and in private, Dr. Sly?
Most of those chartered by the state are just considered public schools, but we do have a charter school in Tulsa that does not receive funding.
Are they inside the jurisdiction?
I don't think they are, but I was just questioning the fact.
They wouldn't fall into this.
This charter school in Tulsa received JOM funds, and they do not.
well, I can
Okay.
amend that to be excluding charter schools and private schools. Harley, you agree with that?
Yes, I agree. Second
Yeah,
motion.
make it second.
Okay, who seconded that?
Harley,
Probably did, and you said that, okay. All right. All right, any other discussion on this? The 4 schools is Cleora, Mosley, Shady Grove, What's the other school, Dr. Sly? Weber's Falls. Okay. And again, you guys got a sheet before you that Dr. Allen put before you on the per cap over the history. And again, we're looking at probably a $2 to $3 difference in the per cap.
Actually, it's $1,
Is it $1? It's $1. Okay.
because you're at 46 now and you're going to 45. Let me ask for clarification.
Yes, Victor.
Ms. Allen, that is correct. That if these 4 schools are included, you'll go from $46 per student to $45 per student.
We are currently at $45 per
But
student.
Okay, it's gonna reduce this by $1.
Well, we'd have to do the math again, because what it was reduced by in this presentation that we gave you all was $3 per student. You
I
know,
think
from
that
45
was
to
with
42.
the that was with the immersion and the
That was with the
and
immersion,
Turkey
yeah.
Ford, Turkey Mountain, whatever.
So without the immersion, which is 1/4. Okay, do the math, someone.
Yeah. Okay.
It would probably reduce it by
it's a
$1.
minimal amount.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And the other thing is, we're talking about FY 2015. What happens is the 4 schools listed, they have been requested to be included in a JOM program, but via parents. We have to have an official letter from the superintendent requesting that the JOM school
Sure.
be a part of.
And I agree with that wholeheartedly.
So, and then it takes a little while, it takes about 6 months prep time for community meetings and to pull their student numbers together. It's a little involved process.
Is there a way that we could offer an extension to these 4 schools to get that so they could have funding for FY15? I know the deadline's this month for the application.
No, the deadline is not this month, it's in June.
Oh, the
for
count's
application.
due this
We're going to
this
have
month.
the application workshop May 1.
Okay, I was misinformed. Someone said the count was due this month.
Oh, the count is due this month.
Okay,
but-
and that's what I'm referring to, is as far as an extension and getting notification out to the superintendents that if this does pass, that they'll be eligible for these funds.
Sure,
Okay,
sure.
thank you. Is
No
there any
problem.
other discussion? All right, we're gonna vote on this, with the friendlies. This is a resolution. We got a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? All right, motion passes. All right, yes.
Does this need to go to full council tonight, or is it?
It is time sensitive with the count being.
You need to go full council and on.
No, I would prefer to have a count. We're using just Cherokee specific count based on the MVT numbers for these schools that are not JOM schools.
Okay.
So I would prefer to have a little bit more prep time to.
So, did we agree on an extension, Dr. Allen, for these students?
Yes.
Okay, all right, thank you. All right, well, next meeting is scheduled Monday, May 12th at 3. I hear most to adjourn. All right, all those in favor say aye.
How much time you need, Kurt?